Dave Abrams. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
And I'm Kristin and Dave. Welcome to Arundel County Week in Review. In this week's episode, we'll tell you about the exciting things going down with Chesapeake Bay Trust, and we'll take a look at the work in progress that is to restore Cattail Creek and Severna Park. But first, making headlines this week. The administration of County Executive-elect Stuart Pittman is starting to take shape. Last week, Pittman announced his Chief of Staff and Chief Administrative Officer. This week, he named all of his transition team leaders. It's a very long list that you can find online, but here are some of the names you might be familiar with. Outgoing County Councilman Pete Smith and Jerry Walker will lead the Empowering Communities and Responsive Government Communities. Janice Hayes-Williams will lead Diversity, Recruitment, and Inclusion, and Bob Burden will head up Business and Economic Development. Other familiar faces heading the transition include Not My Child participant Lisa Hillman and former school board president Stacy Korbelak. For the full list of these appointments and more information, go to pittmantransition.com. You're back.
Yes, in times they are changing.
A little more tan.
Do I look younger, don't I?
You look younger. You're glowing. You're glowing.
Less responsibility, that's what it does for you.
Well, welcome back. We missed you here in the studio.
Thank you very much. I'm glad that, even though there's a lot of change coming, that we're able to still put out a quality product and Week in Review for the time we have remaining. And
Grayson was fantastic.
Grayson did a great job, very good job. I love the jokes. The jokes were good, better than my jokes.
Oh man,
by a lot.
I see why he's a professional.
He's good. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that, there were some people around that, should the new county executive decide to keep going with the programming, that he has some talent there on the bench. And, these are some people that, are always willing to try something new, and they're very good at what they do. So I hope that you guys will continue to do this.
We hope so too.
Into the future, and, call it whatever you want. But, we have a real resource here.
Yeah.
By the way, if the public does not know, we have a studio here in Glen Burnie that is open to the public, that is available for people to learn about how to produce shows. And, even if you want to learn how to be on-camera talent, come on up and take a look, and, Mike Hannon will be here to answer whatever you need.
Shout out Mike Hannon.
Make use of the resource. We just finished a big renovation.
Thank you, Dave, for all you've done in the studio.
My pleasure. It's definitely something I will miss the most, is the people that we have that are very creative. And, people like you, I got a shout out for Kristin right now, because Kristin doesn't have to do this. Kristin has a job. She doesn't have to do this. She does it because she likes to do it.
But I got a phone call one day, Dave, and I couldn't say no.
Stop it. No crying.
No crying.
We're not crying. Well, we'll talk more about that.
Yes.
Well, not long ago, outgoing County Executive Steve Shue signed legislation into law granting a new property tax credit for retired veterans. Well, now the Office of Finance has released a more detailed information about who is eligible and is now accepting applications. The credit applies to people who are at least 65 years old and retired members of the uniformed services. The deadline to apply is April 1st, 2019, so no big rush. For more information, go to our homepage, aacounty.org, and click on the spotlight for the Veterans Property Tax Credit.
Awesome.
Another thing to be very proud of, the county website. When we got here 4 years ago, that website was a little sad. It was a little sad.
Looks great now.
It was a little in need of a makeover.
And the Facebook page.
Facebook page did not exist.
No.
Did not exist. Now it exists, and it's thriving.
Yes, it is.
So I hope that is something else that will stay.
Yeah.
The beauty of social media is your followers, your peeps in the community, they stay. You can change everything else.
Yeah.
Change the pictures, change the text, do whatever you want. But it's there.
Yeah.
It's there to build upon.
Yes, and it's a very good one.
Thank you.
As high school football season comes to a close, two teams remain standing. South River, woo woo.
Seahawks.
Yes, and Chesapeake go on the road this weekend against some very tough opponents in the state championships. Now, my Seahawks beat Old Mill just to make the playoffs, and then shocked Bob Ehrlich's undefeated Broadneck team in the first round.
Oh, talking trash to the Gov.
Oh.
Whoa.
You know what? It's my Seahawks.
Whew.
South River heads to Waldorf to take on undefeated North Point tonight. The Chesapeake Cougars, meanwhile, are a heck of a story. Tomorrow they will face James M. Bennett in Salisbury. They had a thrilling comeback win against Northeast in the region semifinal last week behind 4 forced turnovers. Go Cougars, But go Seahawks.
Go Seahawks.
And go
How
Anne
about
Arundel County.
Yeah. Those are gonna be some exciting games. I gotta confess, I'm not sure how you watch them other than in person. So,
That's right.
put the turkey in the Tupperware and get your
Take it with
mufflers out and
Love
get
it.
in the car and drive on down to Salisbury or Waldorf, two far-flung, beautiful destinations on a cold November morning.
I'm thinking about a leftover turkey sandwich now. That's
know,
why I'm
right?
smiling like an idiot.
Yummy.
Yes.
Well, good luck to both of those teams. We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll talk to Jana Davis from the Chesapeake Bay Trust. Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town, and we'll be right back.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back. Joining us in the studio once again, one of our favorites, Ms. Jana Davis, Executive Director from Chesapeake Bay Trust. Jana, welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me.
And of all things that we're going to talk about today, we're talking about license plates.
We are.
Which is cool. If folks out there don't know what the Bay Plate is, and you should, lots of times you'll see folks driving around and it's got the pretty landscape, the blue, there's a bird on it.
There's currently a bird. Well,
Yes.
there was a bird on the old one, and
Yes.
now we've switched species.
Exciting
Very
stuff here.
Yes.
So
Don't give it away.
I know.
And the farms one. Don't forget the farms
There's a
one.
farms one too. I'm trying to remember what the bird is. Is it an a stork?
It was a heron.
A heron.
It was a heron.
It was a heron, but now we got something brand new.
We do.
So tell me about it.
So we spent a year designing this new plate, and we really wanted to get a sense of what Marylanders wanted to see. So we tested a ton of different images and icons. We heard loud and clear from Marylanders that they wanted something that speaks to Maryland, that's unique to Maryland, that's unique to the Chesapeake. So people love the heron. I love the heron. We all miss
Love
the
the
heron a
heron,
little bit.
yeah.
But herons are in a lot of different states. There's one species that speaks to Maryland, and everybody kind of thinks about.
See
when
if you can
think
guess
about
it
Maryland.
first before she says it.
They
All
just
right.
saw it.
What is it?
So it's the blue crab.
Of course it's the blue
It's the
crab.
crab.
Come on.
Of course. Yes.
So, crabs are Maryland. Maryland stands for crabs, and
Yes.
whether you enjoy their habitat and want to sit on a dock by the bay, or whether you want to have a crab feast, or whether you want to, celebrate the crabs in other ways, we heard loud and clear from Marylanders that they really wanted to see a blue crab on the license plate.
I mean, isn't that even in a movie? Crabs and beer, that's what Maryland does.
Plus, crabs are feisty.
Yeah.
That's why I like crabs. They're
Yeah.
feisty. They don't go
Absolutely.
down
Not like
without a fight.
Maryland drivers. We're very courteous and kind, non-feisty, but we want our license plates to be.
Right, and the other thing that people really wanted to see on the license plate, which we were surprised by, was the bridge.
Yes.
So it's such an
agree with
icon.
that.
It means the bay to so many people, and it's also a celebration of kind of the human use of the bay. So the crab is
Yeah.
our natural resource on the bay plate, and the bridge is sort of like our human resource
like
on the bay
that.
plate. In addition, we got a good sense from people of what color blue they wanted to see, and they really loved the underwater theme of this one. We tested about 250 different designs that ranged in colors and shapes and maybe not sizes because that's standard, but all different types of icons. And this is what we landed on. We did a lot of public opinion polling with Marylanders. We did a lot of focus groups, and this is it. So we're thrilled about it.
It's very exciting. I didn't even think about the colors, the different blues.
Yeah.
Because yes, our heron one, that was a lighter blue, more of a sky blue, if you
Right.
would. Now, tell us about how the Maryland plate works, the program works.
Right. So it's not just a pretty piece of car jewelry for you, although it does make cars look better. We've tested
Car
that.
bling.
Car bling.
Yeah, this is
We
the
love
gift
car
people
bling.
want this year, you guys.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Good idea,
Yep.
Kristin.
We call it
Yeah.
accessoride, right? You're accessorizing your car.
Accessoride.
Yep.
Very
I like
nice.
it.
So the plate does cost a little bit extra. It's $20, but those dollars go towards tons of community-based environmental projects. So we fund getting kids outdoors. Teachers can apply for grants to get their kids outdoors, away from their computers and their TVs. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but outdoors exploring nature. We fund a lot of community on-the-ground restoration work. So living shorelines in Anne Arundel County is a big one. There's examples all over the county. We always point to the one at St. John's College. And living shorelines is a way to protect shorelines from erosion that is good habitat for the crab, for example. And we fund community engagement. And we always say that the funds go through the Chesapeake Bay Trust because 92 cents of every dollar that comes in goes right back out our door in the form of grants. So Boy Scout groups and Girl Scout groups and faith-based organizations, so churches, synagogues, and mosques will apply for grants to put gardens in or plant trees, that sort of thing. A lot of homeowners associations as well. We've talked about our tree planting program before on the show. So those are the kinds of projects these dollars go towards.
I didn't realize that.
We encourage people to think about what grants they might want to pursue or projects they might want to pursue with their own neighborhood groups.
Yeah.
I bet every nonprofit in Maryland is jealous of them that they have
Yeah.
this plate program because
Yeah.
you know that's one of the things. You're not going to give a bunch of people plates. That's it. You only get one plate. But one of the cool things I like, you guys had so many good ideas with this, but one of them is that you can go online and you can map out how it will look on your car.
Yes.
And I did that.
Me
I
too.
enjoyed it very well. Which one did you? Oh,
I did my
already
red
picked-
Jeep.
You already picked the car, so you knew
Yeah.
what color it was.
Right.
Tell us about that. Tell us about how you can look at how you can figure out.
Yeah,
what
so
you're
there's a
gonna
site called bayplateme.com, and you can go on and choose the color and style of your car and pop the new plate on and see how it looks. We're confident that it's going to make every car type and every color car look better, but this way you can see it for yourself before you invest in
And is
purchasing
this?
new one.
Can you still get the farm one, or is that done?
Yes. Nope. The Ag Tag is a different program. So Maryland has 2 background scene plates, and the Farm Tag, the Ag Tag is one of them. And that program goes towards wonderful projects as well, agriculture education projects.
Oh, so that one is not you. That's
It is not us.
Oh, so I was wrong. You can have more than one.
Well, we
organization,
have 2. We
yeah.
have 2. And what
Yeah.
we say about the Bay Plate is we're sort of the clearinghouse. So every nonprofit organization has access to these dollars. It just kind of all goes through us. We don't keep the dollars. We put the dollars right back out the door into the community. So any nonprofit organization can apply to our organization for grants. And I will say that, our mission is environment, but there's so many intersections between environment and health and environment and safety and energy that there's pretty much a wide range of projects. There's no type of project or group that one can imagine that wouldn't be eligible for a grant from us.
That's true. Now, if I want to switch out, how would I go about doing it? Do I keep my same number?
Yes, so it's very easy to get a Bay Plate, even if you're in the middle of your registration cycle. If you're not, every 2 years you get a notice from the MVA that it's time to renew your plate, and in that package will be an option to get either the Ag Tag or the Bay Plate. So we encourage folks to look at that piece of paper and check the box for one of those 2 tags. In addition, if you're just in the middle of your registration cycle, it's so easy. You can go to the MVA website, mva.maryland.gov. You can also get more information at bayplate.org. Right from your pajamas, sitting on your couch, you can go online, sign up. It takes 5-10 minutes. You do have to have your VIN number. So just grab your registration card out of your glove box and go to your computer, mva.maryland.gov, and they'll mail you your new plates.
I love it. So
Awesome.
while you're Black Friday shopping or Cyber Monday shopping and you're in pajamas, as most of us will be, you can also get new car bling, what'd you call it? Accessoride.
Very nice accessoride.
Now, something else that I really like, and we didn't talk about this yet, was plate perks.
Yes. So
I love this.
Okay. We
Yeah.
really wanted to thank people for their contribution to natural resources and for enabling us to make these grants to teachers and others. And so we partnered with a number of local businesses to offer discounts or other perks like preferred parking for folks who have invested in a Bay Plate, which means that you can make your $20 back really quickly. So some of my favorite restaurants, for example, are on the list. So I find myself making my $20 back pretty quickly. So you actually kind of make money in the end by having a Bay plate. So it looks better on your car, supports great stuff, and you get your money back through discounts at local businesses.
That's some brilliant marketing.
And good for the businesses for agreeing to do that, because a parking space is a valuable commodity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. When you pull up and you see preferred spots you're always like, man,
I wish I was
could just
pregnant,
be that
or you know, all the different.
for today, and now you can. You can
Yeah.
have preferred plate parking. if you have a
Absolutely.
awesome.
plate.
And
Good
those
for you.
businesses that participate are wonderful partners, very generous. And there's a list of them at cbtrust.org/perks.
Boom.
Perfect. And I'm guessing cbtrust.org is where we can find out more about Chesapeake Bay Trust.
Absolutely.
Anything else coming up or in the works that you wanted to hit on while you're here? Or
Just that we're always offering grants. So
Yes.
we have a great program called our mini grant program that's designed for new applicants. So if you're sitting at home and you are a member of a faith-based organization or a school or a homeowners association, a civic group that's never dabbled in grants before, or never thought about doing a natural resource project, but you want a little bit of green in your neighborhood, go onto our website and go to cbtrust.org/grants, and you can find out all of our offerings. Again, we want these dollars to be a resource for the community.
yeah, very good. Well, thank you for coming out here.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Thanks for
Thanksgiving.
coming right after finishing
Yeah.
your turkey. We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Of course.
And happy holidays.
Happy holidays
And
to you.
remember, this is a great gift for you or someone else. So get out there, get your ride accessorized. Is that
Sure.
accessorized?
I'm not sure how to make it a verb, but
we're
we can
gonna
do
make
it.
that work. Yeah. Bling out your ride. Accessorizzle.
Accessorizzle.
Sure. And Jana, we hope to have you back here on Weekend Review soon. And we'll be right back with more Weekend Review right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included and I knew that I was going to be okay.
Welcome back. Our friends at the Watershed Protection and Restoration Program are always amazing us with their fantastic projects. One big one that is underway will fix up the controversial Cattail Creek in Severna Park. Sara Gannon has more. Sarah?
Thanks, guys. Today we're at Severna Park, and Rob Fish from DPW is with me today. Rob, can you tell me what's going on behind us here?
Well, today we are in the Berrywood community, just outside of Greater Severna Park area here. And what we're looking at is a stream restoration project that the community has undertaken recently. Okay. Back in 2017, they partnered with the Watershed Stewards Academy, and they together...
Which is a good program.
Absolutely. The Watershed Stewards is a great program. But what was interesting, well, what's great about this project is that the community saw a problem. They saw that the stream that runs through their community was highly eroded and, you know, needed some work and all that good stuff, right? So they partnered, like I said, with the Watershed Stewards Academy, and they actually applied for funding through the Watershed Protection Restoration Grant Program that we have through our program. So we ended up funding part of their program, and we are now finally seeing that program come to fruition. It takes a little bit of time to get all that stuff through the, you know, all the processes and permits and all that good stuff. So what we're seeing now is everything coming together. So they have about a 600-foot stream restoration. This little stream right here leads to tidal water of Cattail Creek, which is actually a tributary of the Magothy River. So, and the Magothy River, of course, drains into the Chesapeake Bay. So all the rivers in our lovely county here drain to the Chesapeake Bay. So we got to be aware of what's going on in them. But what was also interesting about this project, as it ties into the tidal water down here, they have a little community marina. And what they're doing there is removing what in typical neighborhoods that were built a long time ago. This neighborhood was built in the 60s. What they did was put up bulkhead. It's a hardened shoreline. After years and years of research, they realized that the bulkhead is not really the best way to go. Exactly for, you know, keeping your shorelines healthy. So they're going to install 165 feet of a living shoreline. So they're going to remove that bulkhead, put in a nice living shoreline, have some nice wetland plantings. So that's going to help not only reduce the sediment that they're trying to get out of here. It's going to reduce sediment, help water quality, but also increase the aquatic habitat area down here.
That's what the living shoreline does.
That's right.
If for those who don't know, that's what a living shoreline does.
Absolutely, absolutely. So actually, Cattail Creek is famous for being a heron rookery, a blue heron rookery. For about 45 years, they've noticed that a rookery has been in here. But it's also important for a lot of spawning fish in the, particularly yellow perch. They've started to see those come back into the area now. So.
Now, when will this project be complete?
Sure, it'd take about a couple months to get through all of this. They're shooting for 2 to 3 months, so we're looking at a January timeline, potentially into February, depending on how things go, depending on weather and all that good stuff. So.
Yeah, you got to factor in the weather.
Been a little soggy here of late, so you can only do what Mother Nature allows you to do. Right. So.
Well, we really appreciate what you're doing for our waterways, and there's a lot of the watershed stewards do a lot of work in our county. They have a lot of cool projects they've done around the county. I believe we were talking earlier, Pendennis Mount was one of them in Arundel and down by Cape St. Clair, down in that area. And a lot of local watershed stewards are in your community, and you don't realize it. So if you ever have any concerns or issues that you're having in your neighborhood, look at the Watershed Steward website.
Absolutely.
And they can direct you on who to talk to, and maybe somebody can help you out if there's any issue. And I know DPW does a lot of work with the Watershed Stewards and the Magothy Thank you, the Magothy River Association. Paul Spadero is always doing good work in the community. So, well, Rob, I appreciate all your time today, and I'm going to throw my last segment. I thought it was last week, but this is my last one. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah. Can't wait to see that one when it's all done. They do some amazing things.
And by the way, shout out to Sara Gannon.
Shout out, Sarah.
I'm not going to say that girl, because she's not a girl.
That
she's
woman.
a woman. That woman has come so far in learning how to do television production.
Stellar reporting.
She has hosted the show. She has
Yes.
done these segments. She is the MVP.
She's MVP.
Our own Barbara Wawa.
Yeah.
But again, we will do that later. Right now, the subject on the table is Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Happy
okay.
Thanksgiving,
Happy
Kristin.
Thanksgiving. I want to get back to this leftover turkey sandwich.
Okay.
Because there are some opposing sides out there.
Oh.
What do you put on your leftover turkey sandwich?
Thank you for asking.
Yes.
Because I have a good answer to this.
All right, thank you.
So, as you know, I got married in September to
Yes.
the beautiful
Cat.
Cat Highland Abrams, Cat
Shout out,
Abrams,
Cat.
whatever you want to call her right now. And she went with me to Florida to have Thanksgiving with my dad last year. And her family is a big Irish family. They have all these traditions, and for her to not be with them at Thanksgiving was a very big deal.
Yeah.
So what did she do?
She liked
She
you.
made turkey and all the fixins in Florida by herself.
Oh my gosh.
And it was awesome. This year, she outdid herself again.
Ooh.
We had Friendsgiving.
Oh, Friendsgiving's always fun.
And her mom came, her mom and dad, John and Patty, shout out.
Shout out.
They watched the show.
Nice. Hey.
We appreciate that. They came down and they made the most amazing Thanksgiving dinner I have ever had in my life. I'm getting
Give
to
me
the point.
highlights.
Well, it was everything. It was all the
Everything.
stuff. It was
Okay.
all the
All the
mashed potatoes and the candied yams and all that.
Your leftovers.
The leftovers. So, because we got an early start, I can give you a tip on
Yeah.
this. So what you do is you put your turkey in a like a frying pan. I'm maybe getting that wrong, but you put it on the stove and you dump the gravy in.
Okay.
And you cook it.
Get it hot.
Yeah, and it makes this
we're going
like
with a hot
stew
sandwich here.
kind of consistency,
Okay.
right? Your gravy has to be good to begin with, and this gravy was just
Really
off
good.
the charts good.
Okay.
So you cook all that up, and then you put that on your sub roll.
Okay.
And what I did is
This is a sub roll. This is your bread of choice.
it was a baguette. It was a little
baguette.
fancier than
Okay.
but that doesn't matter. It can be any kind of bread. The key is that you put your leftover turkey in the frying pan with the gravy and you cook it up.
You like a hot turkey sandwich as your
Amazing.
leftover.
So I put some mayonnaise on it. That was it.
No mashed potatoes. No
Oh yeah, I put
stuffing.
mashed potatoes and stuffing as layers
Okay.
on the sandwich. Did the whole thing. You know, I could have done without the mashed potatoes because they
Okay.
don't really help with a
This
sandwich.
is a source of contention for some folks.
Okay, go.
and also cranberry sauce. Some people
I
like their
could see
sweet
that.
and savory. I like cold turkey on regular wheat bread,
No, I could never.
mayo, no mashed potatoes, stuffing, and cranberry.
All cold?
All cold.
Weird. Do you like cold pizza?
I do love cold pizza.
See, I don't like
But
cold
I
pizza.
do appreciate, like, if you go to the diner, a hot open turkey sandwich, open-faced turkey sandwich.
Yes.
I do love that, don't get me wrong. But I really just want the flavors of the cold turkey, mayo, cranberry, and stuffing, like the day after Thanksgiving.
That's good. I could go with that. But that has no gravy, and gravy is the most important thing to
If
me.
I do I will do a side of mashed potatoes and gravy with my sandwich, and then it's all kind of getting. But, okay, so now that Thanksgiving is over, you can turn on your holiday music. Not
What
a
you mean
minute
is Christmas
before.
music.
Yes, but I am so sick. It was the day after Halloween. I know we talked about this, that all those stations went up with Sirius
I've
for
seen
holiday
plenty of
music.
Christmas commercials already.
Yeah. So now that Thanksgiving is over, please let us honor that holiday separately. Now I grant that you can listen to holiday music.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm so grateful. All of us are so grateful.
We are grateful. Grateful to have you watching us, and grateful for everyone to be in good health and spirits. Grateful you
Well
got
done.
back from your honeymoon. Did you have fun?
I had a very good time.
Yes, good. It's great to have you back in the studio.
So
and
what are you thankful for? Let's get the top 3. What are you thankful for? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
New hubby. I'll give him in the top spot.
His name is Wheel.
The support of and good health of good friends and family.
Absolutely.
And the fact that I have it good. I
You
keep saying
do.
good.
You're doing just
I
fine.
have a great. I love working with the county, and I love it here. I love the opportunities I get like this, and it always seems like there's something fun I can get into. Which my day's never the same. Whether I'm out of school teaching recycling, or I'm at Week in Review talking about bay plates.
Beautiful.
Things
I love
change
it.
up. What about you?
Well said. Well said. My list would be similar. I'm very thankful for my new bride.
Yes.
Who is fantastic. I'm very thankful for friends and family. It was so cool to have everybody in our house that we just
Yeah.
moved into. So to have our first Thanksgiving in our own house was really cool.
That's really cool.
I'm really grateful for that. And I'm grateful for, all the things that I've been lucky enough to experience here at Anne Arundel County.
Yeah.
It's been totally awesome, and I love it. And there are really good people here who do a very, very good job. And when the campaigns are over and the politics is over, at the end of the day, there's a lot of people who work really hard every day in Anne Arundel County to do good things for the citizens, and I hope those things continue.
Yeah, I agree
So,
with that.
very
I'd be
good.
even more grateful this year if the Seahawks win.
Go Seahawks.
No pressure.
The Seattle ones or the high
South
school?
River.
Okay, South River. Go
Yeah.
South River. We will be rooting for South River tonight.
Yes.
Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook or YouTube by simply searching for Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county, and we'll see you next time. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.